Hello there, and welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Jacob, and thank you so much for attending the 100th lesson extravaganza! Okay, I'm just kidding. We're not.
Yeah.
We're not so. It's no. Stop with the fake
Curtis,
noises.
that's Morse code. Stop. Curtis, stop. Curtis. No.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Breaking news coming in from Mr. Curtis.
It's a message for help. One of our students will interpret it.
Okay, thank you, and that's the news with Mr. Curtis. Okay, back to the lesson, everybody. Okay, I may have exaggerated a little bit. It's not really an extravaganza. I mean, it is just another lesson. You know, it's nothing special about 100 lessons all in a row, week after week. right, guys.
I mean,
yeah.
I think it's a pretty big feat. I think it's something to
just
call out.
No, well, it's my job, and it's also technically your job because your job is being a student. So, I mean,
well, I don't get paid.
You celebrate your 100th day working? I don't think so.
Well, I don't get paid, so it's not. Really
I think
my
it's
job.
just another day in paradise.
Yep, just another. That's a very good mentality.
It's already the best it can be, and it's 100 days of the best. So.
Listen, 100's a big deal, but I think we should really celebrate. We should really just pull out all the stops, blow the lid off of this popsicle stand when we hit 150, when we finish all the Kanto Pokedex.
Nah,
Pokemon.
200.
What? No. That's
200, 200 doesn't mean anything.
200's in the middle of Johto.
I think we should celebrate after we get to episode 151.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
Good idea.
But anyways, let me do my introductions. Of course, here in the classroom we have a wonderful teaching assistant to help me with, all the work that goes on behind the scenes. His name is Mr. Curtis. If you could please say hello to everybody, Mr. Curtis.
Why, hello, everybody. Hello. Oh, thank you, Professor.
I'm going to put on a weird voice now.
Oh,
no. I'm not listening to another one of your stupid characters. Stop.
No, I'm not. No, I'm just smitten with
Okay.
the professor's appreciation. That's all.
All right, and that's really all you need to know about Mr. Curtis. Also, here in the classroom today is our trainer in training, Corbin. If you could please say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. We recently, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we got a tweet on Twitter. Wait, no.
Oh, yeah.
A tweet on Twitter.
Twitter?
And somebody said...
Oh, do you mean the flying Pokemon themed social network
The flying
site?
Pokemon themed social network site, Twitter.
Okay,
Somebody
yeah.
said, let Corbin have a Pokemon. In quotes. You can look it up. You can find out for yourself. Somebody tweeted at us and said, let Corbin have a Pokemon. And I think they made a really strong case.
Okay, what's the case? Wait, I haven't seen this tweet. If that's what the kids are calling them.
It just simply says let him have a Pokemon. I think that's
okay. Well, that's not a compelling argument in any sense of the word. It's just a statement, I believe, not really an argument at all.
Well, it's not a. So it's arguing that I should have it.
Who gave us this tweet? Who said this thing?
I'll find it.
Okay, take your time. In the meantime, I would like to. You may not know this, but we've also received a few emails, and I'd like to, shout those out. We've gotten
right here. I got them.
Oh, okay. Well, Mr.
For
Curtis.
you.
Oh,
Right
thank you. Yes.
Why did you print them out?
Yeah, well, because you don't want to have to try and read emails on a computer. Like, come on. Like,
that's the point.
I do have them pulled up
wants to
here. Actually,
I get all the emails routed to my fax machine, and so that they print off in paper, and then I bind them in a book.
Anyways,
I have
the
a
first
book
email
for every week.
We actually received several emails from this student, Mr. Brody. Thank you so much for your wonderful artwork that you sent us. We have a budding biologist here. It's a very important job to go to draw and detail. Pokemon and the biology that you see. It can also help you reinforce that in your head. So very excellent work. He sent us a lovely drawing of Pikachu and Raichu. He also
nice.
I also really like the one.
Oh yes, go. No, Mr. Curtis, please go ahead. Say what you like.
So I do have to say, he gets the Mr. Curtis Gold Star this week for artwork today.
All right.
I'm going to have to post his Raichu picture up on the corner of the classroom over here. But I will say special honorable mention to the Mr. Curtis has big muscles picture. I am gonna post that one on my desk.
He does. Mr. Curtis does have big muscles. I don't know if I've seen.
I mean, it's more if it jiggles. If it jiggles, it's not really muscle. So I'm sorry to tell you, Mr. Curtis.
That's not true. That is not true at all. See, give us a good flex, Mr. Curtis.
That's right. Watch when I flick it. Like,
oh God, a button from his trench coat popped off and smacked me in the head because of all his rippling muscles. Ow.
That's right.
Well, here's the thing about my muscles: they don't jiggle, they fold.
No.
So
hey,
I mean, there's a little bit. It's a little bit different.
As a teacher in this day and age, I'm so sick of that song. It's everywhere. All of my other classes that I teach, they all go on about how they don't jiggle, they fold. And I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. It's obviously you don't jingle, you fold.
Jingle.
And they said, well, I listened to it pretty closely. I'm pretty sure it says jiggle.
It sounds like jiggle to me. I mean, that's what I thought.
Well, you can make anything sound like what you want it to. Anyways, Brody also sent us a question, which I think is a very important question that we can all think upon. You students at home, this is a great question for you as well. They said, who would win, Machoke or Primeape? Now, we don't know what the competition is. I think we should state first. Mm-hmm. We don't know what they're winning. We can't assume it's in a fight.
It's best cuddler. It's best cuddler.
Okay, I would yes. Who would win in a cuddle fight? Is it?
Oh my God, Primeape.
Or is it Primeape? Now, are
Primeape,
you sure?
He's got all that fur.
Okay, there is no doubt that Primeape is more fluffy than Machoke. No doubt.
Right.
But I think you're forgetting.
But I think Machoke is a much better hugger. He's much bigger. He could just envelop you in those big, muscly arms.
You're forgetting the temperament here, too. Like, Primeape does not have the temper for hugging.
Yeah,
right?
That's fair.
He'll rip you apart. Machoke, I feel like you could get a good hug on without him.
That's right.
Maybe.
Or it being mad. But Primeape, you look at it wrong, it will tear your face off.
Yeah.
That's
so
true.
I'm giving this one to Machoke.
But it's not going to be comfortable. You know what I mean? It's not going to be comfortable because he's just big, raw muscle, whereas Primeape has fur. So, anyway.
Well, I mean, you don't
that's
know
beside the point.
Okay, you don't know how soft Machoke's skin is.
All right, come on. We got more to cover.
Okay, you're right. We also received another email from a student named Alan, who provided us with an essay on Kingler. So unfortunately, we weren't able to read it during that class because we received it a little bit after we, recorded that lesson for you.
Tardiness.
What?
I said tardiness.
No. We did record the lesson. We do record these lessons a little bit before we release them, so they weren't necessarily tardy. So we're gonna go ahead and read this this essay about Kingler from Alan. Kingler, the pincer Pokemon, is the evolution of Krabby and is numbered number 99 in the Pokedex. It has a bigger pincer than its pre-evolution and can easily pinch a smaller Pokemon as a critical attack. Ooh. Even though its pincer is really strong, it can also be a hassle for Kingler. You see, Kingler communicates with other crab members with its pincers. I guess when he says crab members, he's talking about other Kinglers and Krabbies.
I guess.
That's what I'm guessing.
Other claw-like Pokemon.
He goes on to say, this is exactly why the big pincer it has can be hard to wave or to do other movements involving communication among the groups, and it eventually gets worn out.
Okay.
But even though it has its own disadvantages, it also has a lot of advantages. Have you ever thought your Krabby was too weak to fight in a gym battle? Well, that concern can go away with a Kingler. Okay, now we're starting to feel like we're in pitcher Pokemon territory.
Ooh, okay.
This pincer attacks, its pincer attacks include Metal Claw, Hammer Arm, and Crab Hammer, which are all useful attacks to use in a gym battle. That was exactly how Ash won a gym battle just by his Krabby evolving into a Kingler. I don't know who Ash is.
So how do you know that? No, he's the kid that does the unique Pokedex entries. A lot of them are about him.
Is he the guy? Wait, is he the? Is that the same Ash who's the champion of the first champion of the Alola region?
I think so. He's also the one that Professor Oak.
Now.
He's the one that Professor Oak wishes was his grandson, not the one that's actually his grandson, Gary.
Wow. Okay, I don't know if you can state that.
I think it's safe to say.
I didn't even know there was a connection between Professor Oak and Ash.
I mean, that's what I've heard through my cousin, but...
Anyways, let me continue reading this. Now, during a gym battle, let's say you lost and your Kingler's pincers were cut off in the battle. It's pretty gruesome. Just right off the bat. So
Jeez.
Now what do? Do not worry, trainers, for it has the ability to regenerate its pincers in case they fall off. So, give your Kingler a good night's rest, let its pincers fully heal and become even harder, and you could potentially win the gym battle. Ooh. To sum it up, Kingler is a great Pokemon to take care of, but sometimes it might feel lonely in the Pokeball that stores it. Trainers, if you have a Kingler, make sure to let it out more often to talk to other Krabbies or Kinglers so it doesn't feel lonely.
Is that a fact?
I don't know. I mean, we do know that Kinglers are sociable at the very least. They do like to interact and wave to other Kinglers, so
it's fair.
Maybe
it's fair.
being in a Pokeball by itself. Although I've always kind of thought when a Pokemon goes into a Pokeball, it enters kind of a stasis kind of thing, like imagine cryo sleep, right?
It's not aware of time passing.
Right, exactly. Right. Which honestly is a kind of, also now that I really think about it, is also a kind of dark, sad way to think about it.
Honestly, I try not to think about it regardless.
That's the best.
I don't know if I'm gonna like the answer anyway. So
yeah. Anyways, the last sentence here says, although the tiring movements of its heavy pincers stays with it for life. It's kind of a sad note to end on. So thank you so much, Alan. I apologize that we weren't able to read it on the Kingler episode, but hey, this is a great way to reflect on what we have learned and to think about Kingler from last week's lesson.
That's right.
But the Kingler is not who we're talking about. Oh, Corbin, did you find the student's name who posted on Twitter?
I had trouble finding it, but I did find a tweet from Lord Joshua Douglas. I don't know if his first name is Lord or if that's just the username.
That's his given name.
Maybe his first name is Lord. But anyways, he's a fellow classmate. He's virtual. But he did say, I have to say, this was on the Drowsy lesson. He said that classmate Corbin did a good job, and Mr. Curtis won that. Oh wait, I read that wrong. Damn it. I mean, no, I think he said I won it. Okay, no, he actually said Mr. Curtis won the debate, but he said that professor should give us both extra marks for that class. Joshua also said in another tweet that he was going to run against me for class president, so I think we could kick him out of the class because I don't think that's
pretty
allowed.
Hostile now.
You know what? It's just leave me alone. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Wow. Well, Joshua, if you could please email me your formal student or class president's registration form.
You can't say that because then it sets the precedent that anybody can be class president.
Well, anybody can. I think that's the great thing about class president is that anybody can be class president.
But it has to be me. Anybody can, but it has to be me.
If there's any students out there who really want to be class president, please email me. Your list, your credentials. What qualifies you to be a better class president than Corbin here.
Nothing.
You don't really need that much, to be honest.
Nothing makes you better.
So yeah, feel free. Our Gmail address, our Gengar mail, for those of you who don't know, is wwopokemon@gmail.com. And while I'm at it, our Twitter handle is @wwopokemon as well. Blah 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 blah. Now I don't have to do that at the end of the lesson like I always do. Anyways, speaking of lesson, we're here today, guys, not to talk about Kingler, not to talk about how Corbin shouldn't be class president anymore, but instead, we are here to talk about a Pokemon. Does anybody know who that is?
Voltorb.
Yes! Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. Actually, you know what? Thank you. We can save some time. We are learning about Voltorb.
Yeah.
Which is Pokemon number 100 in the Pokedex.
All right.
Does anybody know what a Voltorb looks like? Has anybody seen a Voltorb before?
Well, I think so. I mean, don't you have the Pokemon inside of a Voltorb every class when you throw out the Pokemon?
No, and that's a pretty gruesome way to think about
it. Are you okay?
Mr. Curtis found that really funny.
That's a good joke, Corbin. I love that.
God, I really hate his laugh.
I hate his laugh. It's when it's more drawn out is when I get real bad anxiety. It's just awful.
Oh, but it's such a good joke. How could you not laugh at that?
So the fact that you're relating the Pokeball to a Voltorb lets me know that you do know what a Voltorb looks like, and it is pretty much like a Pokeball with eyes. It has a red top, white bottom, and like angry eyes in the middle. I do have one here today if you would like to take a look at it.
Oh, you just You just drew eyes on that Pokeball. That's not really it.
No. Stop. Please stop making him laugh. Please. God, it's so... Stop. He's still...
Not only am I the class president, I'm also the class clown. I'll be here all week.
That's so funny, Corbin. So funny.
No, I did not draw eyes on this Pokeball. It is a Voltorb. As you can see, it's moving or it's rolling around. It's
cool.
nudging at your leg, Corbin.
Hi, little guy. What are you doing down there?
I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it.
No, I won't. I'll be careful.
Yeah, because they are very, very sensitive. They do have a proclivity to explode.
Oh God!
And not
why did you let this out?
In the metaphorical sense, like in the literal sense, could actually possibly explode on you.
I mean, we've had Pokemon explode in class before. It's nothing new, honestly. Hello.
That is true. Yeah. So is there anything you want me? I guess I did kind of describe it pretty well. But if there's anything else you want to talk about with Voltorb, please.
I mean, it just looks a little angry, but it's kind of cute, you know.
I like when I look at it, I like to think it's more deep in thought. Not necessarily that it's angry, but it's thinking really hard.
Right. Maybe
it kind of gives like a little shake sometimes too. Like it's just really processing a hard thought.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm also dumb.
I didn't say that. I didn't say it was dumb.
Oh, okay.
It just thinks really hard sometimes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mr. Curtis, anything you'd like to say about Voltorb?
No, just that that it does kind of look like a Pokeball, and I find that hilarious.
Okay.
I'm trying not to laugh
really
hard.
I'm gonna go ahead and put Voltorb back. Do you guys want to give Voltorb a nickname? About Orbulon.
How about that's weird. That sounds like a cartoon character.
I was gonna say Bally, but
Bally.
I was gonna say Velocity.
Like Pokeball, Bally.
Yeah, no, I get it.
How about Velocity?
Explain Velocity to me.
Orbalicious or whatever you said was good too, Professor.
I said Orbulon is what I said.
Orbalicious.
Orbalicious definition.
Jeez.
Make the boys go loco.
Velocity is the name.
Okay, but why?
Alliteration and also velocity means fast.
Is Voltorb fast?
I mean,
Voltorb doesn't look very
Voltorb
fast.
is pretty fast.
It's a ball. You could roll it down a hill pretty fast, I'm sure.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I named it Velocity.
And velocity doesn't necessarily mean fast. It just measures how like the speed at which you are going, which can either be fast
okay,
or can be
physics
slow.
professor. Okay, yeah, all right.
Sure.
You know what? We'll sit on the name. We'll sit on the name. Maybe we'll see this Voltorb again next week as an Electrode. Because that's
okay.
Spoiler alert! I guess we're learning about Electrode next week.
Oh, God,
Orbalicious.
Now I can't guess incorrectly at the end of the lesson.
I always feel bad.
Everybody tell Professor that Orbalicious is the best name.
No, it's Velocity.
I might go with. I think I might just call it Orbulon. Do you like Hey, little Voltorb. Do you like the name Orbulon?
He's shaking his head no.
Or Orbalicious.
No. I think he's shaking his head yes.
I think we should start having our students vote on Twitter what the name should be.
Oh,
Orbalicious.
Sure. Encourage some interaction, you know.
You know what? Sure. If you at home, while you're typing up your class president form to email to me, go ahead and think about what you would like to name Voltorb.
Yeah, we'll put some names on Twitter, and you guys can vote which one's best.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna put Voltorb back into his Pokeball. Oh wait, I meant I threw Voltorb at the Pokeball instead of the Pokeball at Voltorb. Oh, they look so Why did I do this?
That's funny.
Thank you.
Man.
All right. I'm putting Orbulon back into the Pokeball. All right. Who is ready?
I'll see you next week.
All right, calm down. Are we ready to talk about the Pokedex entries?
Yep.
Yes, please.
All right. Starting off in the Kanto region. Usually found in power plants, easily mistaken for a Pokeball, they have zapped many people.
Cool. So what is it? So talk to me about what a power plant is and why a plant is able to just give off power like that. Is it like...
No,
where does
a
it
power
draw
plant,
its energy from?
like a facility that generates electricity, not like an actual, plant that you would find in a forest or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Like a facility that generates electricity. And so it kind of makes sense why Voltorb would like to be there, because it is an electric type Pokemon.
Sounds less fun, but okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, no, they're not particularly fun, I would say, but Voltorbs like them.
Okay, cool.
And again, they have, and since they're easily mistaken as a Pokeball, they have zapped many people. Presumably, when they go to reach for it, thinking it's a Pokeball, and then they get zapped.
Silly.
But why would you reach for a Pokeball that you just see like on the ground?
I mean, I don't know. A lot of items are held within Pokeballs, scattered around. People do that.
When you think about it, though, why can we put items into Pokeballs? That doesn't make.
It shrinks anything. It could shrink anything down. You could put a.
I thought no. I'm pretty sure the foundation of a Pokeball is that the Pokemon shrinks itself.
Listen, you could fit a car, a bus.
I definitely
perhaps an Indian elephant inside of a Pokeball.
I don't know what that is. Again, I still have never seen one.
I have definitely found like Pokeballs out in the wild that when I open them up, they have potions and like
that's what I'm saying.
Revives and
Who's
stuff.
putting these items in these Pokeballs and throwing them out into the wilderness? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
Tall grass and random spots.
It's like an Easter egg hunt. It's fun.
Didn't your parents ever tell you not to pick up random things from the floor?
No, they told me not to lick them.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess as long as you're not licking them. But don't you... Well, I guess you don't put the potion in your mouth. Do you? Wait, is it... Do you ingest the potion to have it heal you, or do you just apply it
can, so it's more of a spray, but if you want to just get the hit quick, you can kind of take the nozzle off and just like suck
apply
it
to the gums.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bottle like Windex. You know what I mean? Like you can spray it, but you can also just like drink it if you want. It's kind of like that.
I know you can't just drink it. I thought you were gonna say it's like a bottle of Windex. You can spray it, or you can take the top off and just pour it on the glass.
No. But the way it's like that, it's like a spray, but you can also drink it.
Okay, sure. I don't think that's true. Hey, students at home, please do not drink potions. Read the directions on the back, and however it says to do it, you do that.
Yeah.
All right, let me read the second Pokedex entry. It is said to camouflage itself as a Pokeball. It will self-destruct with very little stimulus.
So what came first, the Pokeball or the Voltorb?
That is a good question. I feel like the Pokedex entries that we're going to read kind of go back and forth on that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We'll kind of like think about it at the end and kind of see what we come up with. Okay,
that's fair.
All right, the last entry from the Kanto region says, usually found in power plants, in some instances, they have been seen drawing power from the trolleys of electric trains.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so I guess they use that kind of electricity as like a nutrition source or something.
Sure, yeah.
Like they eat it. It doesn't really say that, but I kind of
lick that trolley track,
Well, it doesn't. I don't think it has a mouth.
It
doesn't really have a mouth.
Little suck.
It does have a mouth. What are you talking about?
What, Voltorb?
Yeah, Voltorb opens up. It's got a mouth.
I don't think it does.
How do you think it eats berries?
Does it eat berries? Have you ever seen one eat a berry?
No. I have not.
No.
Okay, well, I don't know then.
Maybe it just toast fries it with electricity and
And does what with
it?
It?
And then what?
And then absorbs the berry tainted electricity.
I think the space between the red and the white part of it is like it opens up and that's a mouth.
No, absolutely no. It's not a mouth. Absolutely not.
It unhinges all the way back.
God. Oh, that's awful. That's awful to think about. No, I don't think that's true. All right, moving on to the Johto region. It rolls to move. Obviously, I don't.
Okay.
How else would it move?
It sprouts legs.
What? I thought it had a little bit of a floating aspect to it, but I guess not.
No, it doesn't float.
Well, that's not as crazy as you might think, I guess.
There's other magnetic Pokemon that are electrical Pokemon
that we've talked about,
like
Magnemite and Magneton. Sure.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
So you know what? Yeah. You know what? I'm glad that it did tell us that it rolls to move. Okay. I'm sorry. Who is it? Professor Mahogany? Is that who's in the Johto region?
I don't think that's Elm. Close.
That's Elm. Dang it. Ugh, sorry, I got the wrong tree. So thank you, Elm, for illuminating that for us. It rolls to move. If the ground is uneven, a sudden jolt from hitting a bump can cause it to explode. That's all it takes.
It's that sensitive?
Okay.
It's very sensitive, yeah.
Just a little bit of
That's why I told you not to touch it.
I didn't. I did not.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. All right. Next one says, it was discovered when Pokeballs were introduced. It is said that there is some connection.
Ooh.
Just maybe. A little slight. It's not like they look like each other.
It's
or anything. Yeah.
His laugh changes every time.
yeah, it is slightly different, isn't it?
That wasn't a laugh. That was a chuckle.
Okay, that's fair.
That's fair.
The next entry here says, during the study of this Pokemon, it was discovered that its components are not found in nature.
What?
What does that mean?
Okay. All right. I mean,
I guess. So it's manufactured in some way.
So is this like a Porygon where it's like not real? It's like an artificial thing?
well, Porygons are
is
very
real.
Porygon is, I'm pretty sure, an artificial thing.
Porygon is a deep state lie that they're trying to convince us.
It is, man. Porygon it's fake news. It's all a lie. It's a farce. What are you gonna do? You gonna tell me bird Pokemon are real too?
If you follow the trail, you'll see it goes right back to big Pokemon. They all want you to believe that Porygon
that's
is real.
all it's about.
Corbin, would you say cars aren't real?
No, but I would say bird Pokemon might not be.
Cars, if cars can be artificially made and they're real, so can Porygons.
Porygons are not an organic thing, okay?
True.
That's all I'm saying.
But neither are cars organic.
Neither are Voltorbs, apparently.
That was what I meant.
Some kind of plastic or metal of some kind. I don't know. All right, that does it for the Johto region. Let's move on to the Hoenn region. It says, Voltorb was first sighted at a company that manufactures Pokeballs. Okay, I know that.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay, the fact that it was first sighted at a company that manufactures Pokeballs. Before it just said it was discovered when Pokeballs were introduced. Mm-hmm. This goes on to say they even found it in a company that manufactures Pokeballs.
Now, would that be like the modern day Voltorb or, the ancient Voltorb as well?
Wow, we have a scholar here, a Voltorb scholar.
Wow.
He knows that there's a Hisuian version of
Look
Voltorb.
who looked ahead.
Very astute of you, Mr. Curtis.
I mean, this is only the 6th time I've taken this class.
Well, true, but the Hisuian Pokedex has only been recently uncovered, so...
Yeah.
I didn't cover it in my other lessons.
Somebody peeked at the notes.
I was reading the press releases, but okay. Thank you.
No, that's and you know what? You know who would do that?
Who?
A scholar.
Oh, thank you, Professor.
Okay, so I didn't get to finish this entry. The link between that sighting and the fact that this Pokemon looks very similar to a Pokeball remains a mystery.
I'm telling you, it was a Pokeball that fell into a vat of acid. That's like really the only logical explanation.
And that gave it sentience?
Yeah, I mean,
acid.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Pokeball plus acid equals
come on.
equals a soul.
I mean, does it have a soul? I don't know.
That's a good question. Are Voltorbs one of Arceus's chosen children? Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? I don't know. How can I put my own thoughts into the mind of the great and powerful Arceus?
You can't. You can't.
Course. You can't.
As a class president, I might be able to get close though.
Well,
debatable.
We'll see for how long you remain class president.
All right. No, nobody send any messages. No, don't do that.
Everybody send in forms and references. If you have references, I'll take references too.
No.
Yeah, I will call those references. Now the professor won't call them. That's part of my job. I will call.
I just don't have the time.
Right.
Put those phone numbers on there.
All right. The next entry here from the Hoenn region says Voltorb is extremely sensitive. It explodes at the slightest of shocks. It is rumored that it was first created when a Pokeball was exposed to a powerful pulse of energy.
Like one that you would find in acid?
No. Like somebody hit it with some kind of beam of sorts, like a
Bulbasaur hit a Pokeball with a solar beam,
or a
and then it was
Tentacool hit it
now it's a Voltorb.
with also a solar beam. Some kind of soul. I think we're definitely saying it's some kind of solar beam.
It's a solar beam frenzy that caused a Voltorb. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I guess so. Which makes you think, how has this not happened more times?
I don't know.
Like, if we, I mean, it's pretty easy to get a Pokeball and also a Pokemon that knows Solar Beam. Those are two fairly common things. We should have Voltorbs, like, sprouting up all over the place.
I mean, you would think.
Well, we do have a lot of Voltorbs. There's more than one.
That is true. Can they even reproduce? Who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe all Voltorbs are originated from Pokeballs hit by solar beams.
Probably.
Yeah.
At least a powerful pulse of energy. All right. The next one from the Hoenn region says it bears an uncanny, unexplained resemblance to a Pokeball. Because it explodes at the slightest shock, even veteran trainers treat it with caution.
Okay.
So it says unexplained in this one, but I'm pretty sure in the last entry it said it was rumored to be created by a Pokeball exposed to a solar beam.
Well, yeah, but it's a rumor, Curtis. It's not verified fact.
Right. Come on.
That's true. Okay. I
yield my time.
I submit to you, Professor.
Please stop submitting to me. I really hate it when he does that. All right, the last entry here from the Hoenn region says a life form whose identity is unknown.
Ooh.
Does this guy have a driver's license or a passport of some kind? We gotta get its ID.
I know. Like, why does nobody know what it is?
It is said to screech or suddenly self-destruct.
Wow.
All right, let's move on to the Sinnoh region. It says it looks just like a Pokeball. It is dangerous to touch because it may electrocute or explode on touch. Oh. Sorry. I said touch twice there. I just read it incorrectly. The actual sentence is, it is dangerous because it may electrocute or explode on touch. My bad.
Okay.
Now, I believe that does it for the regional Pokedex entries. All the other ones just kind of repeat what we've already seen, so I'm not going to waste our time by reading them. Instead, I'm going to move on to the unique Pokedex entries. The first one here says Voltorb. The identity of this creature is unknown. It has an extreme... Oh, it comes to us from Ash's Pokedex, by the way. This entry.
Naturally, yes.
Yes, the next one also comes to us from Ash's Pokedex.
Gets around.
So, the first entry goes on to say, it has an extreme personality, uses electric attacks, and at times, self-destructs. The next entry, again, comes to us from Ash's Pokedex, says, Voltorb, this mysterious Pokemon, uses strong electric attacks and is often found near power plants. Use extreme caution. Voltorb may explode without warning. So... it'll explode if you touch it. It'll explode if it, hits a bump in the road too hard. And it may just explode for no reason.
It's very testy, that Voltorb.
Yeah. Very orbular, if you will. All right. The next unique entry comes to us from Go's Rotom Phone.
Who?
Which I'm counting as a Pokedex. It's Go.
Who's... Go what?
Go? Who's Go?
Yeah, who is that?
Go.
Go's Rotom Phone.
Stop.
Who is Go?
I mean, the guy who has a Rotom Phone. Listen, I don't know.
He's the opposite of stop.
Okay.
Yeah, and he has a unique Pokedex that creates unique Pokedex entries. And his says Voltorb, the Ball Pokémon, an electric type. Voltorb appears in places where electricity is generated, and it resembles a Pokeball. I like that. That entry sticks to the facts. All right. It looks like a Pokeball, and it goes where electricity is generated.
And it is, yeah.
Yeah, not, we think that a mysterious ball of light interacted with a Pokeball, and it sprouted eyeballs.
Ooh.
This is what these other entries are like.
Yeah.
All right, so as Mr. Curtis kind of hinted at, We do have a Hisuian entry here. However, it's not for the regular form of Voltorb. It's for a Hisuian variant, because Voltorbs were a little bit different back then, so we call them variants. It was actually a grass and electric type.
Okay.
Instead of just an electric type. This entry says an enigmatic Pokemon that happens to bear resemblance to a Pokeball. When excited, it discharges the electric current it has stored in its belly, then lets out a great uproarious laugh.
Nice.
Yeah, so
nice.
it kind of like does it like kind of like in as a joke, I guess.
So it wasn't originally discovered at a power plant like originally thought.
I think that's correct. Now with these new Hisuian Pokedexes coming out, we're starting to see that they existed before we had like Pokeball factories, and back when Pokeballs were just like what are they like? How do they make them? They're like little seeds or like chestnuts. No, that's not what they are.
Apricorns?
Apricots.
No, corn. Apricorn.
Corn? No, I don't like corn.
Apriballs.
Yeah, when they were making Pokeballs from apricorns. Cots? I can never
Apricorn. Corn.
Okay, from apricorns.
No, thank you. I like
Oh
these.
god. So I think so. Now, you previously asked, Corbin, which came first?
What came first? Yeah.
The Pokeball or the Voltorb? It's a good. What do you think now? Now that that's all the
I feel like the
entries,
Voltorb came first, and I felt like that humans kind of looked at it and they were like, "Oh, that's kind of cool. Let's make a device to catch other Pokemon that looks like that."
Now, I believe the person who wrote these Hisuian entries also was very closely involved with the making of the first Pokeball.
Oh, really?
I believe.
Okay.
So, I mean, he says an enigmatic Pokemon that happens to bear a resemblance to a Pokeball. You think he would know if the Pokeball itself was designed after a Voltorb or the other way around?
Right.
That's weird.
But it just so happens.
Honestly, like before we saw this Hisuian Voltorb Pokedex entry, I was gonna say the Pokeball 100% came first, and the Voltorb was created from a Pokeball. That was all evidence was pointing towards that.
Right.
But now I don't know.
And Pokedex entries.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I think it lends itself to being a Voltorb first, I think.
Now, do we think this could be an example of convergent evolution?
Oh, so you think that it's a complete coincidence that Voltorbs look like Pokeballs?
Right.
That
So my question is, it's not the same. So the Hisuian version and then the regular, one that we know, the Cantonian or whatever, it's not the same Pokemon, because the Hisuian one is made of it's an organic creature, whereas the other one didn't it say in one of the entries that it's not like a real thing, like it's not like an organic Pokemon.
it is a real thing.
Okay, shut up. But what I mean is, like, it's not like an organic Pokemon, right? Like, it's artificial. Didn't they say that?
They did say that it's what's the exact wording here? During the study of this Pokemon, it was discovered that its components are not found in nature. But I mean, if you look at all variants, they do, like, that's the nature of the word, right? They vary from a different species, right?
But if they're made out of completely different things and one's organic and one's not, then it's not even the same Pokemon at that point.
I mean, but if you look at if you compare a Cantonian Sandslash to an Alolan Sandslash, right? One of them's practically completely made of ice.
But that's different than one being made of organic material and the other one's not. Like, that's like down to its atoms, it's completely different.
Well, the Golem at what was it, the Lowland Golem was made out of metal, and the Cantonian one was made out of rock.
I still think it's different, but
those are both artificial.
No, that's real. It's still an organic Pokemon. Like, it's made of, it's got like flesh and organs in it. I don't think Voltorb does. At least not the Cantonian one.
Well, let's get one out here and cut it open and see what
let's not. No, let's not do that.
No. They're both the same Pokemon. Hisuian Voltorb is a Voltorb. This is the Professor Jacob ruling, and I say that modern day Voltorbs are descendants of the Hisuian Voltorb.
Okay, all right.
Whatever the professor says goes, Corbin. Sorry.
That's not okay.
Although, now that I'm thinking about it, honestly, we cannot say for sure. We cannot say for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
That we've been provided, we cannot say for a fact that. I mean, but gosh, they just look so similar.
I guess we'll never know.
Right. I mean, we'll look for more information on Voltorb and its relationship to Hisui and Voltorb, and hopefully we can gleam a little bit more. But anyways, that's gonna do it for the Pokedex entries on Voltorb. So now it's time we move on to the testing component of the lesson.
Ooh.
So today,
I'm ready, Professor. Ready? Give me the quiz.
We're actually not doing a quiz.
Yes.
I'm doing an essay question today.
Oh, okay.
Professor, you sure we can't do a quiz?
Listen, we'll have a quiz. We have a quiz coming up here in a couple weeks, so we'll do a quiz soon. Don't worry.
No.
All right. Let me go ahead and read you this essay question again. For these questions, there's no right or wrong answer. It's really just a exercise to make you flex your brain muscles a little bit. Think kind of hard about what we learned about today and how it applies to this question. All right. The question is, how can Voltorb's explosive capabilities be used in a positive way? All right, I'm getting the signal from Curtis that he's ready. And Corbin, are you also ready?
I am ready.
All right. Well, why don't you go ahead and read your essay first?
Okay, here we go. So mine is very short, sweet, and simple. I think for Voltorb, the best way to use it in a positive manner for its explosive capabilities include simply just mining and digging. Why would you waste thousands of tons of dynamite to dig in, create a quarry or whatever, when you can just have Voltorb do it naturally? So some of the positive effects for exploding and creating holes and digging can include mining jewels, like I already said, creating tunnels for travel. You want to make an underground railroad, or you want to create a missile silo, something like that. Building construction, you want to have a building underground that's, kept away. You want to have a secret government facility underneath the ground, or a facility for Team Rocket where they can test on Pokemon without people seeing them, something like that.
This is feeling less and less for a positive manner.
I guess you're right. Kind of went on a tangent there. But anyways, what I'm saying, building construction, a place to raise like Growlithe underground or something like that. Little baby Growlithe.
That also doesn't sound good.
How about
Corbin? Let me introduce you to my friend Diglett, who he digs really good holes.
Okay, but he doesn't. But yeah, Diglett digs holes, but it's different than just just blowing it up, creating a big space immediately. That's good for construction, and it's good for demolition. Like let's say you got an old bridge that needs to come down because you're building a new one in the city. Boom, line up a few Voltorbs, bridge is gone. Yeah. Creation of ponds and other man-made water sources. You want to make a pond in your backyard? Boom, blow it up. Maybe a jail and a pit, something like that. And there's other options too.
Okay, I feel like these are not positive answers. I'm gonna cut you off.
Locking up prisoners in jail is definitely a positive thing because you keep everybody safe. Come on.
Questionable, but
those are all positive. Those are all positive. Getting jewels, creating tunnels for travel, building new buildings.
Tunnels is great. That's great. And that's, you know what? We're going to stop you right there. Excellent job, Corbin.
Building water sources to relocate water-type Pokemon. That. There's a lot of, there's environmental factors to it.
I think Corbin, your point is really valid. I think if no rock type Pokemon is ever present, then a Voltorb is a good second.
No. I can understand needing the explosive capability there to get to the really hard stuff. I get that.
Thank you. It makes sense as opposed to just digging like Diglett.
All right, Curtis, please go ahead. Let's hear your essay.
Thank you. All right. So I think Voltorb would be an ideal sentry, especially against rampaging Pokemon. When a group of Tauruses go on a rampage, or a Graveler goes rolling down a mountain trail like we've discussed previously, you can set up a Rube Goldberg-style tripwire that ends in a bump on the Voltorb, causing it to explode. The subsequent explosion could alert the town or encampment of approaching danger. This is also nice because it lets the Voltorb not be locked up lonely in its Pokeball, and it allows it to be outside where it can explode with and do minimal damage to its surroundings. So, yeah.
Okay, sure. I'm surprised nobody came up with power generation
to blow up like constant explosions. Like you mean like a small sun?
I don't know. I think Voltorbs mostly eat power, right?
True, but but they could also, like. Yeah, I don't know. I guess you have to do some math to figure out.
You could have like 100 Voltorb in a facility and then just have them constantly self-destruct and create like a mini little sun that just is a constant energy source.
Yeah. Anyways, excellent job to the both of you. I haven't really done a rubric for these essays yet. I really need to do that. So full marks. Full marks to the both of you.
I'll take that win. Thank you very much.
All right. So now, as we are on lesson 100, I feel I need to update you on what your grades are in this class. All right. So I have gone through and I have dotted my T's and crossed my I's to figure out what your grades are for the lesson or for the class so far. Okay. Are you ready? Now, when we talked about this before, I did mention that I previously had a goal of you have to have a 100% in the class or otherwise you fail.
Oh, God.
But I did lower that down to a 90. A passing grade is a 90. So if you can get a 90, you're passing the class. Oh. Yeah, I know. You should be worried, Mr. Curtis. So I'm going to start. I'm going to read what your grades were at at lesson number 50. All right.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, that was Diglett. That was the Diglett lesson.
Oh wow, that was ironic.
Yeah, how weird how we were talking about Diglett before. So Corbin, you had an 85.5%.
Okay.
Mr. Curtis, you had a 98.1%. So you're passing.
Get out of here.
You're passing. Corbin,
that was Diglett.
You're close. You were close to passing, but you weren't quite there.
I feel like a 90 is still high. Like, isn't it like C's get degrees? Like, what about like a 70?
Not in this classroom.
Not
in Professor Jacobs' classroom.
Okay.
All right. So, Mr. Curtis, your current grade is 97.5. So you've
gone down a little bit.
You're passing.
That's a shame.
I'm passing.
You've gone. This is weird. Your reaction 50 lessons ago was a lot more upset that you weren't getting a 100. So the fact that your grade is lower now, I'm a little bit surprised. They're as happy as you are.
Well, I mean,
people change.
People change. It's all good.
People priorities change.
He's a different person this year.
I've passed this class. What was it? Three out of my previous 6 times.
Maybe
so,
I can't. It's hard to remember.
My focus now is really expanding my teaching repertoire. Leading my weekly library review sessions that Corbin has yet to come to.
I'm not interested.
So okay, let's now talk about Corbin's grade again. Remember, the passing grade is a 90. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Corbin, are you ready to hear your grade?
I'm ready.
All right, Corbin.
You have an 89.6.
Oh, 89.6.
You are so close. That is, can I say, a great improvement over your 50 lesson mark grade. So
wow.
I'm very proud.
All you gotta do is round up, and I've passed. That's it.
No rounding. If there's any rounding that's done, it is rounding down. So you got to earn that 90 before I pass you.
I felt like I've done better this last year than the year before. So.
I think you're doing very, very well, Corbin.
Well,
I will say your lowest grade was on the Tentacool quiz. You did get a 61 on Tentacool. You were really struggling there. However, you did make it up. You did get a couple of bonus points for Shelter. You actually got a 106 on Shelter, so very, very good. Because I believe that was a pitch of Pokemon, and you had the most compelling pitch.
Love that for me.
Mr. Curtis actually got a 106 on both Haunter and Kingler.
Wow. Okay.
So again, pitch Pokemons. You should really strive for those and really, really work to get the best pitch because that can help you a lot.
Yeah.
There is no real standout for a bad score on Mr. Curse's part. You did get a 75 on Magneton,
No.
but that's not too terrible. That's not too terrible.
Not too bad.
Again, Corbin, your lowest score out of the entire class is still on Kakuna, which you did get a 33% on.
Killing it.
Which is pretty bad, my guy.
I mean, you know what? I may not gotten enough sleep that night. Sometimes
probably that was probably it. All right, so I'm so excited. You guys are coming along very well, Corbin. I have hope for you. We do have about 800 lessons left, so I think you do have time to make up that grade.
A little bit,
got it,
a little bit
Corbin,
of time.
I believe in you.
So, okay, I think that's going to wrap up the lesson on Voltorb. Does anybody know who we're going to be talking about next week? And you 100% should.
I believe it's pronounced Electrode.
Yeah.
Electro Orb.
Okay, no, we're learning about Electrode, the evolved form of
close.
Voltorb. Oh, well, Corbin was a little bit closer, I think.
Okay. Usually.
All right, so, but that's going to do it for today's lesson. Thank you so much to all the students who have been sending us, extra credit work. We really, really appreciate it. But until next time, class is dismissed.
Welcome to the World of Pokemon is a part of the Pokecasters Network.